The rock world is shocked right now. Close colleagues of one of heavy metal's most legendary figures have finally broken their silence, and what they are revealing is equal parts heartbreaking and jaw-dropping. If you are a fan of Motorhead, you need to hear this, because what is coming out about Lemmy Kilmister's final years is something nobody was fully prepared for. We are talking about Lemmy Kilmister, the unmovable force behind Motorhead, the man who essentially invented the bridge between punk and heavy metal and dared anyone to argue with him about it. 40 years of relentless touring, recording, and living louder than anyone thought humanly possible, an icon so singular that the music world has never quite recovered from losing him. And yet, the story behind that larger-than-life image? Nobody really knew it. Until now. For years, the people closest to Lemmy kept the full picture of what was happening behind the scenes completely locked away. They gave the world the legend it wanted. The Jack and Coke at the slot machines, the warts, the bass, the roar. But now, in a bombshell series of revelations published by Metal Hammer, the colleagues who watched it all unfold up close are finally speaking. And what they are saying will stop you cold. To understand how serious things had become, you have to understand who Lemmy was at his core. He was not a man who acknowledged limitations, not in his music, not in his touring schedule, and certainly not in his lifestyle. Decades of hard living, the drinking, the amphetamines, the relentless grind of life on the road were never just rumors. They were part of his identity, part of the mythology. But beneath that mythology, something was quietly breaking down, and the people closest to him watched it happen in real time, powerless to stop it. Now here is where things get complicated. Motorhead's manager Todd Singerman spoke to Metal Hammer with a frankness that is genuinely difficult to hear. He revealed that everything traced back to a single diagnosis. Quote, "What started all of this problem was the diabetes. That's when we had to try to get him off booze. That was never going to happen. Lemmy's compromise? Vodka and orange juice. Think about that for a second. His doctors were begging for more water, more hydration. And Lemmy's response? Quote, delivered with perfect Lemmy logic, he put 2 more ice cubes in his drink, right in front of his manager's face. Nobody was laughing about this behind closed doors. But producer Cameron Webb, who worked on Motorhead albums from 2004 all the way through 2015, took the story somewhere even darker. When recording began on 2013's Aftershock, Lemmy arrived in the studio with news that should have stopped everything. Quote, Lemmy told us he was going to need to get a pacemaker put in after he finished recording. He'd seen a doctor, but he wanted to do a record first. Nobody saw that coming. A man told by doctors he needed heart surgery chose to track an album instead. But here is where it gets even heavier. Webb and the team pushed through pre-production, but something felt wrong. 5 of the songs they worked on were not landing. They made a decision, take a break, let Lemmy get the pacemaker, come back and finish it properly. It seemed responsible. It seemed like the right call. Then Lemmy went back to his doctor, and the news that came back was devastating. Quote, the doctor is like, holy shit. If you'd waited another week, you'd have died. We need to put this in today. What was supposed to be a single-day procedure turned into 2 weeks in hospital. 2 weeks. Webb was direct about what that meant. Quote, he'd almost died. And through all of it, the diabetes, the heart, the hospital, Singerman kept trying. He pushed Lemmy to eat vegetables. Lemmy's solution was sour cream and onion potato chips. In his own mind, those counted. Despite all of that, the diagnosis, the hospital stay, the warnings he refused to fully absorb, Lemmy Kilmister kept creating until the very end. Aftershock came out in 2013. Bad Magic followed in 2015, the final Motorhead record. He toured relentlessly. He stood behind that bass and delivered everything he had, night after night, body failing and spirit absolutely immovable. He channeled every ounce of that stubborn, magnificent defiance into his music, and the world called it immortal. Lemmy Kilmister passed away on the 28th of December 2015, just 4 days after his 70th birthday. The people who loved him are still talking, because the world still needs to understand what it actually cost him to give so much for so long. He is not just a metal legend. He is a reminder that even the most indestructible people are human. And after everything Lemmy gave this world, every riff, every show, every impossible night, he has more than earned his place in the pantheon forever.